Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the best builds in Brawl Stars. By the fact that whenever you upgrade these brawlers, these star powers, gadgets, gears are really going to change the way that the brawler plays out the most. And also, just before we jump into it, let me know what you want to see on Monday. Every Monday, I plan to do like a big video. You know, last Monday, I did a tier list. This Monday, I want to do either the best build for every brawler or the best free counters for every brawler. So let me know which one you want to see in the comment section below. And of course, make sure you're using the creator code. That'd be greatly appreciated. Without further ado, let's hop into it. Alright guys, so jumping into the first brawler, which I think has the most, well, the best build in the game. It has to be Surge. I talk about it every single time, but it's a brawler, especially in this meta, which is completely dominating on ladders. So I've just got to stress it as much as possible. He's such a strong brawler right now. In Power League, it's a little bit more easier to counter. Let me know whether you want me to, of course, express the biggest counters to him in a future video, like Monday. But for me, on ladder, you can just pick up and play him pretty much every single Brawl map and just get such good value. The best thing about him is that you're just going to carry randoms with him. Like, you could easily get like team wipes with him and make some amazing plays. So unfortunately, this ball is going to be trying to sneak in this grass. I've got my third level already. But yeah, the main reason why he's so strong, especially in terms of best builds, you know, serve ice cold, of course, every single time you die, or if a goal is scored, it's going to set you back to the second level, which of course is crucial. There's nothing worse than being a level 1 Surge. But then you've also got this gadget, which if someone deals a little bit of damage to you, it just gives you back basically your full ammo straight away. It's so strong, ridiculously strong, especially against those tankier brawlers. You're just going to delete them. You're literally going to delete them. So hopefully we can destroy this. I'm just going to use a super for it to take it down a little bit quicker, and perhaps we can score a goal right here. So also, the good thing about Surge as well is, well, you get to choose your gadgets now, but maybe in the past, if you played Brawl Stars when boxes were around, you didn't have the choice of what gadget you would actually get from your box. So the good thing about Surge, he has two good gadgets. The first gadget is going to be stronger in Power League because you don't know what, well, you know what you're facing off against, sorry. And a lot of times people can pick counters to Surge, you know, counters such as Spike or Ruffs that have those sandbags that can tank shots, and it's going to be pretty hard for you to get into their face. So of course, that's going to be a huge problem, and you don't want to be that brawler or that guy that is literally that level 1 Surge and just get in it, destroy the whole game. So you want to be making sure you can at least get that first level and at least do something for your team, right? It kind of reminds me of random mortises. When you're just at level 1 Surge, you're literally hurting your team so much. So I should have probably not jumped into that RT there, because RT can literally one-shot me, I think, with his super. Pretty dangerous. I gotta be careful of that one. So 15 seconds left. Let's see if we can hold on. I need Mortis to make a getaway here, or just kind of hold the ball as much as possible, because this is pretty dangerous with ball stomping on in. Okay, let's see if we, okay, so now popping into overtime. Of course, I just knew my Primo would fail that one, but with Surge, with his 4th level intact right now, we should just be able to stomp onto literally everything. So Moist, he's just going to get destroyed by that ball, but I'm just smashing auto aim here, getting so much value with my level up, and I should be able to pass this one off to my teammates, and we should be able to score that. So that is going to be the first one. Surge, of course, absolutely broken. Let's hop into the next one. All right, guys, jumping into the next brawler, which probably has the second best build in the game right now. We have Stu. So Stu and Surge are always two brawlers at the moment, which you can pretty much always bank on in terms of getting value when you max them out. But not only that, they actually have some of the strongest builds. The star powers are so needed to make them a lot better, and also their gadgets as well will provide so much value. The thing about Stu that I love is that you can definitely use either star power and either gadget depending on the mode, map, what type of Stu player you are. You know, Zero Drag, I do bash it a lot of the times, but it definitely has its uses, especially when it comes down to knockout or facing long range brawlers. Or if you pair it with the breakthrough gadget, you can actually break open more walls. So of course, this the combination can definitely depend on what type of Stu you are. You know, if you see more value with one star power or gadget, you can go with it. So also the good thing I like about the speed zone turret is on some maps you can easily put that gadget in a really safe spot, and it's going to get you so much value, which I absolutely love. One thing I actually hate facing is that speed zone turret, because especially on some maps it just makes it impossible to hit the mid brawler. And of course on some maps like Ring of Fire, I think, for example, you can just get so much zone time. It takes them so long to actually hit you because your jukes are just going to be insane with that added speed. So really underrated thing about Stu. And of course, I think this is probably the best Stu meta for a long time. He's always been in around the A tier, right? He's never quite made it to the S tier, but I'd say this meta is pretty close to the S tier. In terms of competitive, he's used a fair amount and the win rate is really high. But of course, you have to be pretty high skilled to play good Stu. But not only that, you need some decent internet connection, which a lot of times I actually don't have. Like, you might think my ping is decent. Like, it's alright because I'm using Ethernet, but a lot of the times I've seen some crazy Stu plays. I think Apache, for example, on the Stu, you guys probably know him. He got 3k Stu and his ping is just insane. It allows him just to get so many supers, and of course he's absolutely goated as well. But if you got low ping, you're just gonna have you're just gonna have an amazing time playing this brawler. Same goes on Mortis as well. So hopefully Surge Day, okay, he's not able to score that just yet. Things have been going dreadful, by the way. This is why I don't do live commentary anymore, because a lot of the times I'm just wasting so much time because of bad randoms, and you know, I want a quick game and the game just goes on forever. So yeah, right now should be able to get this Fang down. Okay, somehow the Surge nearly concedes. That's what I mean. Like, there's so many weird scenarios where they just end up scoring out of nowhere. But that is going to be the second brawler which I recommend maxing out because of the build. The build is just absolutely insane on the Stu. Let's hop into the next one. Alright guys, jumping into the next brawler, which I think has one of the strongest builds in the game. Now, I've already spoke about him being really strong, really vital to max out, but I just think his build overall is really good. And one thing I love about Poco, he's got 2 good gadgets and 2 good star powers. Yes, you heard that right, 2 good gadgets. So normally protective tunes is really bad, but within the recent meta, there's quite a few brawlers that have like a mechanic where his protective tunes can actually be really vital. So I'm talking about Lou, for example. I'm talking about any brawler with any stun mechanic. So even like Otis as well, you can remove the mute. Talking about even Amber with her fire. You know, there's a lot of brawlers on Hot Zone which Poco really hard counters because of that gadget. So for me, it's definitely underrated by a lot of people. And of course, it's really going to help him out in the long term. You know, if you actually get both of these gadgets, I actually recommend getting both of them. If you play Power League, I recommend getting both of them. You know, even like M Slows, for example, you can use the gadget on, which, again, I remember just calling this gadget like the worst gadget in the game. I'm not using it right now on ladder because I would say it's pretty hard unless you're playing Hot Zone to get value out of it. But again, Crow Slows as well. There's quite a few brawlers that are just really strong in some situations where Poco can just hard counter. And of course, he's got 2 good star powers. So the capo, it can be dependent on your composition. Say if you're using, I don't know, like a Poco and then a Max is in front of you in Hot Zone, or it's just a different aggro brawler, then you're probably going to get a little bit more value out of capo, especially on a more open map, because you can just consistently heal your teammate on the zone. Or if you're being a really aggressive Poco, especially in Brawl, then of course Screeching Solo is going to be a lot better, especially against those squishy brawlers, you know, like there's Colt and Rico. I can just put a couple of shots into them, and then when I get up my super, I'm basically killing them every single time because of how squishy they are. So unfortunately, I'm kind of having to do it all in this game in terms of pressure. But yeah, hopefully I've shown you guys just how good the build of Poco can be. So unfortunately, you can't really save that. I don't even know how that managed to go through the loop, but it's pretty hard to save a shot when Shelly has super. So time to try and push up right here. We do get some value with the Screeching Solo, but in terms of trying to do something, I don't know, nothing's really going to happen right here. We're kind of getting destroyed at the moment. My teammate's really not pulling up anything. So 15 seconds left. Looks like these guys, I've got it in the bag, but for me, Poco has to be one of the best builds in the game right now. He's completely dominating. And if anything, I won't really think he would be that nerfed in the next update. So like, I did call out for a nerf, but I think with any nerf, I still feel like Poco is going to be one of the best brawlers in the game. So that's going to be another really strong build. Let's hop into the next one. Let's jump into the next brawler, which has a really strong build. As you can see on the screen, we have Colette. So Colette is a really strong brawler once maxed out. So the thing about Colette, which I'll always say, is that it's really good to max out anyways, because whenever she doesn't have gadget or especially star power, she's actually one of the worst brawlers in the game. So of course, you just want to make sure she's at least playable, and without anything, she's so terrible. Got to be one of the worst, like power 1 brawlers, for example, in the game. So the good thing about her is that she's pretty versatile in terms of star power. So if you're going for more, maybe like an open map or just in heist in general, then of course the mass attacks star power is going to be way better. But when you're playing Brawl and especially want to counter those tanks, the push it star power is going to be a lot better, because you can just 2-tap people and just super them a lot of the time. So unfortunately, we don't get too much value here, but then you pop this gadget as well. And it's like a Rico gadget in the sense that, say if you're about to die, you can pop the gadget onto someone and literally go back to life instantly. So of course, it's one of the best gadgets in the game and really help her out, especially in those 1v1s. So I'm going to pass the ball up to Leon. Okay, no, I was going to say, hopefully it was going to do some work up there, but that wasn't the case. So one thing about Colette as well, she counters a lot of the meta brawlers. Any tanks or brawlers like Cole, Bonnie, high HP brawlers, she's just going to have such a good time against. So again, gotcha, saving my life right there. I'm going to use the super onto the Cole and just destroy him. And if RT ever becomes meta as well, I feel like Colette could definitely be a pretty strong counter to RT, because of course he's got a lot of HP. So Colette, I'd say she's so underrated in this meta. I'm seeing her quite a little bit more in scrims now because she's just so good against Bonnie. Bonnie's really taking a stronghold in the meta, but Colette just completely kills us. So of course you're going to see a lot more counters when a certain brawler rises to fame. So we've got to get a good super in there. Unfortunately, Mortis, there's no point in me using super there. The main reason I didn't use super there is because Mortis can just dash through the Colette super. I've learned that the hard way, so it would have been a waste there. That's why I kept it. Yeah, if it was a good Mortis, that would just kill me pretty easily. But my teammates are in a really good position here. I'm going to use the super now on Mortis, and now we're going to be able to score. So 20 seconds left. This should be an easy enough win. So let me know which brawlers you think are the worst when they've not got star power or gadget or anything like that. It's pretty interesting to see what you guys think. So yeah, that's going to be this brawler right here. Let's hop into the final one. Alright guys, so jumping into the final brawler, which has actually one of the best builds in the game. Even though she's pretty bad, I would say you get a lot of value when you max her out. So yeah, BB is going to be that one. So the main reason being it's because the gadget really complements BB, and she's also got really two good star powers. More so on the less grassy maps, I actually will use home run now. Before I used to use batting stance, I feel like home run just feels pretty nice with BB, especially just at dodging it and getting into better positions. But of course, when I'm on a grassy map like this, I may as well use batting stance and use the speed gear. Of course, that is going to be the better of the options. So yeah, as I mentioned, BB is just not the best in the meta. It gets countered by a lot of different things, but at least her build is pretty strong. Just the main thing why she's just bad is because of her mechanics. Like, she's pretty easy just to get into her face and counter her, like this Jackie, for example. I just stand no chance unless I got that knockback in. I stand absolutely no chance against a brawler like Jackie. So yeah, trying to think as well, like BB is just, for me, not the best as well when not maxed out. Like, she really needs a star power or gadget to really give her a little bit of life, because without them, she's just terrible. She's of course slow, actually pretty weak in terms of other tanks, because she's got such a limited range. It just makes her much more of an easier target. So I'm going to pass this ball off to the Jackie, and I could just avoid this BB as well. In a really good position here to perhaps score the Jackie. I don't think it's got super anytime soon. I'm just going to be able to walk that one in with the thanks of my star powers. So of course, batting stance can be pretty strong. And one feeling I've got as well is that because BB's not really the best right now, I actually think in a few balance changes time, BB is going to be buffed. So because she hasn't been meta for a long time, I think one of her star powers is going to get buffed, or a HP. So I think it could be quite good now to max her out, because I think she's going to be secretly OP in the next few metas. That's just a hunch I've got. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think are the best builds in the game. So these are going to be star powers and gadgets that really help out a brawler, you know, specific gears as well that can really help them out. But that's going to be it. A nice and chill video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.